Hi guys, JesterArke back again in Empyrion Galactic Survival. Okay, so as you can see, I have, well, very much increased my farming area. Main reason being was for the crops that I've put over here. We've got tomatoes, pumpkin, and more of the durian fruit thingies. Reason for that being, if we come over to the food processor, you can see here we can use them to make canned vegetables. Canned vegetables, pumpkins, tomatoes, space durians, purified water, and steel plates. Let's grab these back out so they don't rot on us. Reason being, with these, they've got the longest perish time of, as far as I'm aware, of 350, and yeah, 150 food, so they're not too shabby. We don't need them just yet though, so we are going to put. Actually, we're going to grab some of these. Ah, no, we're not. I've already got some. Never mind. I'm babbling. Forget to grab these out though. Now there has been an update. We're in version 4.4.2. Build 0732. It's introduced a few new blocks. As you can see here, this is one of the cargo boxes. So it's not just those ones. And if you come over to the processor. Okay, so you'll see under the info on the right hand side, this block represents a group of blocks. So you build this, right click, and you can change what sort of block you want to place down. And the same dealio with the light blocks. Instead of, learning how to make those ones, and then learning separately how to make those ones or whatever else, you just learn the one block type. We've also got a tier 2 fridge, and this is the medic station. So if you walk up to this and activate it, if you're injured, basically you'll become uninjured. And the large fuel tank. Large fuel tank holds twice what you can put into a small fuel tank. But as far as I can tell, let's take a quick look-see. 6 electronics, 6 metal components, 4 cables. Yeah, it's a tiny bit cheaper than making 2 fuel tanks. I may have been going a bit silly with the purple colouring on the colouring tool. Purple lights. I've also changed the actual colour output of the light to purple. LCD screens. Again, you can build one, right click and change the size of them. You can then activate them and type what you want on them. Change font size, change colours, etc. Let's turn on our jetpack. As you can see, you can even change the colour of crates. You can change the colour of pretty much, well, as far as I can tell, just about everything. We've now got a second turret up the top here, because the drone attacks are starting to become a bit more populated, basically. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, the water. And yeah, that's what happens if you colour concrete. You can see around the edges, I've changed the texture. And there we go. Leaving the motorbike in here. But what we're going to try and work on today is getting a hover vehicle built. I did build one already. I was completely and utterly unhappy with it and ended up scrapping the whole thing. I do that. As with the buildings, if you're in or on top of your vehicle and press P, it will open up the vehicle's control panel. Now keep in mind though that you can access, it seems, everything except your oxygen from there. So if you do need to refill your suit's oxygen, you actually physically have to be able to see the whatchamacallit? The oxygen station. So just keep that in mind with your build. Okay, I'm gonna essentially try and build out the bottom platform of how I want this to look. Okay, now how does the cockpit sit? That's quite a large, high-set cockpit. Well, we'll probably put it back one, I guess. Oh, no, there'll be fine. Let's put that in place. And we might shape a lot of these blocks just to sort of try and match it a bit. Yeah, we can turn on the symmetry plane as well. I probably should be worrying about structural integrity and all that jazz, but oops. It's going to be a bit of a snub nose, but that's alright. Where is it there? Yeah, that's not so much going to work there, is it? Hey, did I turn on the symmetry plane? I thought I turned on the symmetry plane. Me with the observational skills. Grab the multi-tool out. Let's change this one. You should do. There. Lovely, wonderful. That works. One thing I'm not going to be placing on this manually driven, or is a manually activated weapon. Just not going to bother. Gonna put a thruster in there. Really, you're gonna play like this? Ah. Yeah, I'm alright with that front end. Well, so far. A lot's gonna change as we go. We'll widen this up a little. I don't want to go too wide on it though. And which will be the best for in there? Maybe. Yep. Yeah, that should do. We're going to want some more thrusters as well. These ones will be so that we can actually turn. What else? We should probably start putting the central components into it as well, I guess. Okay, we'll grab our processor first. I'm going to put that smack bang in the middle as such. As I mentioned, you can access these from the control panel. Oops. And those two. There we go, they can run down the length of the vehicle. Now, as I mentioned, we need to be able to get to the oxygen. so I might put that there and just leave that top of that uncovered. Okay. Should we stick the fuel back here? Fuel pods at the back? Yeah. And you can go in the middle there. No, not there. Ah, crap. That's right. We can fix this. Let's make another one quickly. There we go. Anyway, while that's doing what it's doing, we need to put a few other bits and pieces around, so let's get at that. What have I got? Cargo blocks and the RCS. RCS is important. Basically allows you to, well, correct yourself, essentially. Keep yourself steady and stable. Yeah. You can see here we've got the different cargo blocks. Or your standard one. I'm probably going to go for box 3. You're not really going to see it, but it takes up that extra block, which means one less block that I'm going to have to worry about placing. Where'd that go? Almost did it again. Okay, so that's essentially all our central components that we're going to need to place. We've still got to worry about a few other little bits. I don't think I made everything. No. I do want one of these hover boosters. Applies a short but strong force to allow your hover to jump, which we want. We're going to have to raise it off the ground before we can put that on there, though. There we go. It is a bit of a pain that it doesn't start a little bit lifted off the ground. That would make things a bit easier. That's alright. That's okay. We can still work with it. There. I think I want you there as well. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. We're going to need to put these in. These are what is basically going to be lifting our vehicle off the ground. Yep. Now I am going to put a couple of extra thrusters at the back, not just the one. It doesn't increase our maximum speed, but what it does increase is our ability to basically climb cliffs and stuff, what I can gather. Let's go back to the large constructor, and we will also build one of the medium thruster blocks. So, double the energy output, essentially. We'll put that in the middle. We are going to need a thruster pointing backwards as well. Where am I going to sit those? No, no, just that one should do, actually. Yeah, just the one. Just to give a little bit of extra strength. And protection there. And just to make it look pretty. Because face it, this is entirely, utterly, and in every way, shape, and form about making stuff look pretty. How am I going to fix that one? Yeah, no, it's alright. I got an idea. That one can do that. Very good. Hey, what the? Why did you not place the thingies? Ah, crap balls. There we go. Now let's access these fuel tanks and put some large fuel in. Get wider power up, and spacebar will raise us. Now if we hadn't put those extra thrusters around the place, we'd sort of just list to one side and wouldn't be able to control it. So now that we've got it up off the ground, we need to worry about underneath. We need hover booster and the docking pad. I will bother about lights at the end. Let's put the hover booster there-ish. Yeah, very good. Okay. This can go in the back. Again, if you right click with the medium, you can actually change the shape of the thruster essentially. Doesn't change the performance. Want this one centered. I'll crud it. I always get the axes muddled around. There we go. Might take it back one though. There we go. So we're going to have a lot of thrust coming from that direction. And now we've just got to worry about making it pretty. And protected. Well, moderately. I'm not exactly going for a tank here. It will be able to defend itself against the odd drone attack. Oh, crud it. If I can ever get these, there we go, blocks in place. I've already swapped the one on this side. I have. that what the other side looks like? Should be what the other side looks like. That's what I want the other side to look like. It is what the other side looks like. Yay! You. Is that going to be wide enough for what I want? Maybe. Maybe just. Okay. We are going to be attaching 2 turrets to this. Yeah, that should do. Let's shed a little bit of light on this, not too much. There we go, that's just a downward light. Yeah, alright. Let's get back aboard. Ah. See, lower it down to the ground again. Keep in mind, anything you're storing in the fridge as well, if you power down, as we just have, it'll turn off the fridge. So. Yeah, she's coming along. Coming along okay. How do I want to put these sides on? Now you do have to watch essentially weight distribution and whatnot. You don't want this thing tipping mid-flight. Although with the RCS in there, if you do happen to flip yourself over, just hit spacebar and it'll correct you. Okay. How big are these turrets? Fairly large. I may have to redesign a tiny bit. Yeah, I will. Damn it. That's alright. The lights are still hanging there in the air. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to actually finish up the episode around about there. So we've got essentially the front half of our hover vehicle done. Yeah, it's not great, not going to lie, but it should come along quite nicely. Not aiming for something too pretty, but it's got to be nice to look at, somewhat. Yeah. Okay, well, in the next episode, we'll get this thing finished and hopefully take it for a bit of a test drive. For the right now, though, this is JesterArke, and this is Empyrion Galactic Survival. Please feel free to hit the buttons of appreciation and whatnot down the bottom. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.